Hello there, welcome back to the Ogre Reacts, Reviews and Oft-Times Reminisces. I like to hear things that are different now and every now and again, and so when this came along, couldn't be happier. So much so that I bought it, and I'd like to share that feeling with you now. Let's have a listen. This song, and it's fairly indicative of the whole album, but it evokes one or two things for me really. One of the things it really triggers is a sense of it being Japanese, which I know isn't the case at all, but it just reminds me of some Japanese, not necessarily metal artists as such, but there's that from a Western perspective, slightly bizarre melody use and emphasis that some Japanese bands use, but the prevailing impression I get from this, it reminds me of, and you probably have to be a certain age to appreciate this maybe, but it reminds me of lots of 1970s detective shows, theme tunes played at warp factor 9, having been subjected to a dose of helium and or hallucinogenic material. There is what am I trying to say, there's just an element of I hope you're hearing this because I've moved my mic to do something and I forgot to put it back. So hopefully I think I'll record. No, I never do re-record these unless I have to make an absolute clusterfuck of it or something breaks. But anyway, let's say yes. So if you have listened to those sort of 1970s or watched those 1970s private detective type series, they usually had a bouncy theme tune. And as I say, this reminds me of one of those, or all of those, or some of those, in some weird way. There's something that's slightly unhinged about this music, but there's also an element of it that if epilepsy was triggered by sound as opposed to particular frequencies of flashing light, then this would be causing no end of havoc to people who suffered from epilepsy. Yes, it has the staccato nature of it. There was a strobe light flicker to the sound, if you like, and it does make it compelling in one way, but slightly unnerving in another. It does. Needling is probably a descriptor that wouldn't go amiss. So upon initial listening of this, it's that hectic, it almost sounds improvised. It's not until you listen to this track, and there were tracks on the album, that the patterns become more obvious, and it becomes, let's say, cohesive. But yeah, it is more cohesive, but nonetheless you do get the sense that the patterns maybe accidental rather than by design. That it's that hectic a sound, but no less compelling. I mean, I'm somebody who likes surge and dirge really in music, so the stabbing nature of this has surprised me a little bit, in that it's I mean, did I mention I bought it? I've bought it, so it's definitely I suppose you could say, given the stabbing nature of it, the needling nature of it, it's tattooed itself inside my head. Maybe. So there you go. I think I need a sedative after listening to that, or at least a nice cup of tea. Particularly enjoyed towards the end there the mellifluous bass tone. It came in almost crooning at me. So yes, yeah, the whole album has that sort of sound, and you know, order eventually comes out of the chaos of it, but to take a few listens, I think. Good stuff. Click your bollocks. Catch you all next time. Cheerio.